So we're in the Ashmolean Museum in Oxford, and we're in the medieval Tudor, well actually it's sort of Anglo-Saxon to Tudor era, and I just wanted to see if I could show you a couple of highlights. I'm not actually sure how well you can see this because the light is shining upon it, but this is called the Alfred jewel, and it's probably, it says, the most single famous archaeological object in England, composed of a piece of cloisonné enamel depicting a human figure and thought to be the representation of the sense of sight. Around the outside is an inscription which reads, "Alfred ordered me to be made." So it's thought that this jewel was actually made for King Alfred the Great, who was one of our English Anglo-Saxon kings. It's an absolutely beautiful, beautiful thing. Moving on a bit more, if I just take you around here and show you, oh, this sword is of interest. So this sword here is made of iron, and the handles have rock crystal in them, and it apparently was supposed to be made in the early 1600s, although it was once believed to be given by Henry VIII by the Pope in the early 1500s, but it looks like that's probably not the case. But nevertheless, it's an absolutely beautiful object, and I guess very typical of the type of sword that Henry would have had, highly ornately worked, sort of animal clasps holding onto the rock crystal. And then the blade itself, again, is inscribed. It's beautiful patterns. So if I move on over here, you'll notice that a rather familiar figure sitting proud over a medieval and Tudor display. And these are really quite intriguing. I believe they're called trenchers, and they were used, well, certainly during the Tudor period, as tableware. And in the centre, they have these little verses that I'm not sure you can see, but I'm not sure you'll be able to read. And these were supposed to be sort of witty, humorous verses that would entertain you. You rest your plates on here, I think, and these witty and entertaining verses would entertain you as you ate. And those two particular trenchers are thought to have belonged to the court of Elizabeth I. I'm moving over here. I have to stop and show you, if I draw back slightly, this article here. Now this is actually the funeral pall, i.e. it covered the coffin of Henry VII. If I just move over here, we can just take a read of what it says. So it's made of cloth of gold, velvet and metal thread. The funeral pall or hearse cloth was used at the memorial service for Henry VIII. And we've got the Tudor roses of the unification of the houses of Lancaster and York, and the portcullis symbolising the Beaufort family. So there we have got the, if I turn it that way, we've got the portcullises and the Tudor roses, and then in the middle here you can see the royal coat of arms. This is all done in gold thread. It's a beautiful object. And finally, if I take you over here, I think one more thing of interest to you guys will be this horrible looking iron band. And in fact this iron band was thought to have been used to confine Archbishop Thomas Cranmer during his imprisonment in Oxford before he was finally burnt at the stake. A man I personally admire greatly and hate to think being bound up in that in some dungy dark prison cell awaiting his fate. So those are some of the Tudor artefacts that are housed here at the Ashmolean Museum. I hope you've enjoyed the little tour.